Hello, YouTube. I think it's time to start a channel because I think it's fun to show everyone what goes on a flower farm, and it also will help me. It'll be like a personal journal for me because I'm not good at taking notes. So maybe it'll help me. It'll help both of us. It'll help everyone. So I think today I'm just gonna do like a tour of the tunnel and the field, and then I'll do a separate video as a tour for the animals so that you can see kind of everything, but to where it's not super long. It'll be broken up into two parts. So here comes Coco. So this is Coco. My name is Kim, and I'm a flower farmer in Zone 6B located in Nixa, Missouri. And I keep looking over here. I need to be looking here. And my flower farm name is Frizzle Flower Farm because I have a lot of chickens, and my favorite breed of chicken, they're called Frizzles, and it's just a genetic defect where their feathers curl outwards. So you'll get to see a lot of those in the next video. But yeah, so I know a lot of people are interested in farming and flower farming and, you know, cute animals and everything. So that's what this is going to be. Okay, so it doesn't look like much now, but in a couple months this will be just filled with blooms. So we moved out here, it's been less than 2 years, and I hit the ground running because I have been trying to do this for a couple years and just didn't have the space for it. So now I have the space. So I have got out here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 50-foot rows, and then there's 3 in the tunnel. So I'm just gonna kind of go over what I've got going right now. Flip-flops, which I'm sure everyone has in their garden. So this row, well, let's start with this one because it's empty. So this one is just, I'm saving it for another batch of zinnias and amaranth and sunflowers. I think that's a volunteer amaranth right there, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because this is a brand new row. So I don't even know how that got there. This row is Spun Sugar Celosia from Floret, and I think Sunday Pink. And these all need to be pinched. I haven't pinched any of these yet, and they are definitely at a good pinching height. So that needs to be done. And then some basil right there. And then actually this amaranth, there's just a few of them, but these were volunteer amaranth that had self-seeded over in this row. And so I transplanted them over here, and the day after they looked awful, super wilty, almost dead, and then they bounced back. So I'm actually really not sure what variety this is, so we'll see. And then this row is marigolds, and I have netted these because last year they did a lot of flopping. So this is just Hortonova netting. And then don't buy these. These are just little dinky stakes. They do not work well. But I didn't want to do the wood stakes because they tend to, once they've been outside for, you know, a year or two, they rot and break. So, but anyway, I think I've got 3 different varieties of marigolds here. White Swan, and I want to say Phyllis Yellow, and then another white one. Oh, maybe Kilimanjaro. And then a ton of self-seeded celosia. I think I've waited too long to transplant these, so I don't know. But there's a whole bunch of different sizes. So I need to transplant some on a day where it's not super hot, or maybe just shade them because they all look really healthy. And then these dahlias, I actually dug up from last year, like in the middle of winter or early spring. Didn't plan on using them. I set them to the side. They were out in the sun for weeks. I threw them in the compost pile, and then they started growing. So I went ahead and just transplanted them over to here, and they're doing really good. And then these are all my dahlias, and I am doing mostly just white, pink, and kind of bronze ball dahlias, and then also cafe au laits. But most of these are coming up just fine, except there are a couple that are looking not great. Like, okay, Coco. And there's nothing in this hole, so I don't know what was there. But mostly, man, I don't know. I've got some gaps. But that's okay, because I just ordered some clearance bulbs through the perennial co-op, so I can just fill those in. And then I put some tomatoes down here because I had a chunk of space with no more dahlia bulbs. These are zinnias. Mostly Floret zinnias. So what is this one? I think this is Dawn Creek Honey. Really pretty. So this is my first succession of zinnias. I'm doing 3 successions of zinnias this year because they really petered out too early last year. So I did kind of the spring and summer colors on these. And then my next batches will be more summer and fall colors. So I think this is Little Flower Girl. They're still really short right now, but that's okay because I got them out kind of late. And then Unicorn, which is just absolutely gorgeous. So that's my zinnias right now. So I'll have definitely a whole nother row. Straw flowers. I did a lot of white this year. I've got vintage white, whatever the other white is, and then just a couple of tall random ones. And then more celosia. These are looking okay. I need to weed the left half of this row. These are really pretty, but I don't know. I've not done single stem celosias before, and I think I needed to bump them up from their soil blocks into a cell tray because they were all kind of root bound looking. So I don't know. This is Chief Gold. Yeah, Chief Gold and then Chief Persimmon. These look really sad. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. And then those look like crap too, but they're really pretty. But again, too short because I should have bumped them up into cell trays. So whoopsies, my bad. This is my grass row. Do you like it? I worked really hard on this. No, I need to weed all of this. What happened was I don't like my live rows in the middle. Eventually I'm going to mulch them. But that's a job for later me. These were grass seeds that I had let the rows get too long. I mowed it, kicked the grass seeds into the dirt. And then every time I would try to, just kind of loosen them up so they wouldn't get roots, it would rain and then they would re-root. So this is my larkspur grass area. The larkspur was disappointing because I didn't fall sow it. I sowed it in the spring and it is just doing very okay. The germination was really sparse, and I heavily overseeded it too. So I'm going to fall sow that next year. This is my second succession of sunflowers. I don't remember. Oh, Pro-Cut Horizon, which are the upward facing sunflowers, and probably White Light. I don't know where my tag is. Here's some gladiolus and some more larkspur, and my first succession of sunflowers. These are Pro-Cut Lemon and White Light. Here's one that I had to trash because a budworm got it. And over here, this is my first year doing Lisianthus, so I don't really quite know what to expect. I'm trying to make sure that I'm keeping up with fertilizing them because I know they're heavy feeders. They look okay. Some of them down here look pretty good. These are nice and tall and healthy. Look at this calendula. This is Ivory Princess calendula. Look how gorgeous that is. I mean, they're so pretty. I should have thinned these. These are really close together, but I, didn't. And they look fine. I think they'll be fine. I was thinking also maybe they will get taller if they're close together. I don't know. These are daffodils that are done and now finally have yellowed and died enough to where I can plant something on top of that. Look, more grass. Self-seeded spoon tomatoes from last year have been popping up everywhere. These are ping pong allium. I am really disappointed. I do not know what. I think the weather conditions maybe just weren't right for these because they all should look like this. Look how cool that is. Okay, well, they don't. They look weird. I don't know if it just got too dry whenever they were trying to bloom and the little pod things were having a hard time getting off. I don't know. Here's another self-seeded spoon tomato. He's in the way, actually, because these are cosmos. And I value the cosmos more than I do spoon tomatoes. So I've just been ripping off branches. No! I need snips. I've just been ripping off branches that are in the way because they're crowding these cosmos. So I direct sowed these cosmos because I think that they like being direct sowed better. More dead daffodils that I can finally start putting stuff over. These are my winged amobium, and actually, honestly, they look better than I thought they were going to look because they were in their soil blocks for way too long. I didn't even know if they were going to take to the transplant, so we'll see if they start looking better. And then basil. This is cinnamon basil. Very nice. And this is Sweet Danny. It looks a lot like lemon basil, but it is not. As a flower farmer, this is what you spend half of your time doing, is just trying to catch bugs and smush them. More freaking spoon tomatoes. They are everywhere. They're almost like a weed at this point. But this is my eucalyptus that I started from seed. They look pretty good, actually. They're looking good. This one over here is a honker. He looks great. I assigned him a gender. I don't know why. And this one. Ooh. And status. Ooh, I wish I would have kept some. I just snipped a little bit of this earlier. I wish I would have kept it so you could see it. But this is the Forever Happy. It's like a really pretty kind of lilac-y color. But these are not super tall yet. Sometimes they start out short. And then white status. And honestly, maybe this tag will tell me what this is. American Beauty is this one. I've got some star flowers over here. If anyone knows what happened with these, please let me know, because I don't understand, unless it was just from all the rain. See, I tried to just like snap this one to see if the branches would look better, but a lot of them did this. They turned like this weird kind of purpley yellow, and I just kept pulling them. So there's some that look fine, but most of them looked awful. But yeah, here's a pod. Woo! And then this is Fama scabiosa and grass, but they took a really long time, and I should have fall sowed them, but I didn't. So I'm just really trying to get them established, because they are a perennial, to see if they will come back next year. I don't think they're going to get me any blooms this year. Scabiosa. This is the bourgeois bonnet. I really thought it was going to be, I don't know, darker, I guess. I mean, they're pretty, but it's not quite what I wanted. I think the rest of this might be white. I don't know. I'm sure there's a tag somewhere. Random glads have been coming up everywhere. These snaps look like crap. They looked like crap when I put them in, but I thought I would just try it anyway. Clearly, I shouldn't have. But I'm wondering if maybe, look, they're like all tipped over because I didn't nut them. I'm wondering if maybe, if I cut them, maybe they'll come back in the fall and look a little bit better, but I kind of doubt it. I might just rip them up. I really don't know. More random glads from last year. Gomphrena. So this year I did, I don't remember what kind of pink this is called. Actually, I think this is salmon. This does not look like salmon to me. And then white. And it's looking pretty good. Not tall enough yet. This is a native mint that I got at a plant sale, and it looks really nice. Yarrow. And nothing. Nope, just kidding. More crappy snaps. Bachelor's buttons that are done. These need to be ripped out. I know they look pretty, but they are not usable anymore. And the blue ones are getting close too. I already ripped a bunch of them out. More scabiosa. These look absolutely dreadful. Like, look at these. Look at these. What happened? I don't know. I planted them at the exact same time. So I don't know what's going on there. And then more yarrow. Yellow. It's my first year doing this, and I am obsessed with it. And then dahlias that came up from last year. Stink bug, who we are going to smush. Yeah, the dahlias, I mean, I'm not kidding you. I'm in 6B. We got probably 2 or 3 days where it was negative 20-degree wind chills. And these dahlias still came back. I tried to cover them with leaf mulch, but my chickens would just come over here and scratch all the leaf mulch off. So I just figured they were toast. But they came back, and they're actually super healthy. These are the anemone ones. But see, I haven't netted or what's the bag called? What's this bag called? Organza bag. I haven't bagged a lot of these just because they're not, I mean, they're pretty, but I don't know. And then mint. This is mountain mint. Came back beautifully. Look how tall this is. This is almost as tall as me. And then, I was sad about these. In case you were wondering, Scoop Scabiosa, not frost hardy. At least it wasn't for me. Also, these were like slightly root bound when I got them, so I'm actually not surprised that they don't look better than this. But yeah, I put them in and just didn't even pay attention to the light frost that was coming. And I mean, it killed them back to the ground. And they tried to come back, but yeah, most of them are not doing it. So what a waste. They're expensive too. That and the Lisianthus are the only plugs that I've bought. Everything else has been from seed. This is Strawberry Fields, Gomphrena, and some random more ugly, awful snaps, and a celosia, and another celosia. And then over there are my peonies that I just started this year. I think I've got like 70 or so. And then this is the tunnel. I need to turn the fan on. And it's not really doing much right now because this is mostly for spring stuff, but I do want to experiment with some things in here. The bee balm that I put in here last year didn't do anything, sorry, until this year. And now it's tall and looks really nice. The mint loves it in here. A lot of this stuff in here is just experiments from last year. I need to pull out the anemones because they're done. More mint. I self-seeded, or sorry, I sowed celosia in here because I mean, it self-seeds super easy. I put this in here like a week ago and I am not seeing anything. So, I mean, I tried to keep up on watering. I don't know. I see some little tiny things that are starting to come up. But yeah, I don't know. I need to start more inside. And then tomatoes, marigolds, because I had extras and didn't have space where I put them out there. And, oh, for a while I could not figure out what these were. And then I noticed over here that they were starting to vine. And I was like, what did I put in here besides Love and a Puff last year that is vining? It's cucamelons, little mouse melons. So, but this is all self-seeded Love and a Puff from last year. So I just stuck the trellis in here. It's not gonna be high enough. Look, I just put this in here a couple days ago. It's already above the trellis. So I'm gonna have to add on to the top. Love and a Puff is really pretty. Let me see if I can find a puff to show you. Oh, here's some. Here's some little puffs. Really, really pretty, gorgeous for wedding work. A huge pain to harvest because it gets stuck on everything. And then here's some snaps. These looked really good whenever they first started blooming, but they're kind of petering out now. They'll come back as a second flush closer to fall. But I did get some really tall ones, and then I got some really puny ones too. The Chantilly's were just, and this is that Potomac? Oh, that's Rocket. The Rockets didn't do great either. It was mostly the Potomacs that did really good. And I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but these were super tall and amazing. The Chantilly's and the Rockets were just puny. So, I don't know. Could have been a user error. But that's pretty much everything I have going right now. So, I'll do another video of farm animals and post that next. Yay!